these machines have a soul, and I think that's what's so different than the modern technology. Just like my 1950 Harley that I ride cross country on with this funky old Darkroom attached to it. A lot of people really understand that. I go to New Jersey to this spectacular event called the Race of Gentlemen, which was vintage drag racing on the beach in Wildwood, New Jersey. So now you got guys in the leather helmets and the goggles, and they're out just going balls out on the sand, with a girl jumping up in the air with a flag to get them started. And this is how it was done in the past. I wanted to be a part of that. Now I had this portable darkroom that allowed me that portability that I needed. My kind of photography, you can't just simply grab the camera, jump out of the car, go and take that picture, jump back in the minivan and take off. You've got to sensitize a plate. You have to create this light sensitive material on a piece of metal or on a piece of glass. You then have to go and compose your image, rush back to the darkroom, grab that plate while it's still wet, take it to the camera, make your exposure, and now rush it back and develop it before it dries. So obviously, you've got to have that darkroom close to you, but heat, humidity, all these things are working against you. So just like Matthew Brady, the Civil War photographer, or Alexander Gardner that came to Gettysburg in 1863, they needed that darkroom wagon. That wasn't just to carry their stuff. That was their portable laboratory. They were going to take a picture. They needed a darkroom with them. I'm the same way. I'm using that same exact process. I'm thinking, all right, I need that portability. A motorcycle, I'm very familiar with motorcycles. I've built vintage bikes and rode all kinds of choppers and bobbers, and had restored bikes, World War II bikes. And that mechanical side of me still is there. I still have that, things I learned from working at General Motors and the machine builder. So that technical mechanical side allowed me the skills that I needed to then create the world's fastest darkroom, which is my 1950 Harley-Davidson Panhead attached to a 1938 Harley-Davidson package truck. And Harley actually made these things in the 20s and 30s. People think I invented that. I didn't invent that at all. I just researched the hell out of it, and I found out they made this thing that was what they called a step van, which looked like, to me, a miniature Amish buggy on a sidecar. It wasn't to carry people, wasn't for your dog. It's not a barbecue wagon. Some of the damn crazy ideas people come up with, they see me pull up with that thing. It's my portable darkroom. It carries my camera, my tripod, examples of my work, so I can show these off at an event. But the whole back of it is actually a little blackened area where I can sit with a small little drum chair and a red light over my head, and I can see what I'm doing to sensitize and process those plates. So, just like the package trucks in the 1920s and 30s, not only is this practical, but it's also a rolling billboard. You pull in somewhere, you're going to get attention, whether you want it or not. So, having your name on the side of it, and tintype artist right away raises a bunch of questions. Well, what the hell's a tintype artist? Who is this guy? What's that funky doghouse on the side of his bike? And as they start to explore all that, they start to see the images. And I'm pulling out examples of my work, and they're realizing, wow, this is very cool. This is unlike anything else. And I remember this past year going to Sturgis and developing photographs and having guys, crowd up behind me as I'm fixing the image and hearing these oohs and ahs and, wow, man, that's freaking awesome. And realizing it's members of some of the biggest motorcycle clubs in the world standing behind you. Very intimidating dudes. And here I am teaching them history. I'm thinking, I got them. This is it. This is exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to bring art, history, technology to the masses, and I'm accomplishing that.